Good evening, welcome to News on 2. I'm Jessica Lee. A new policy on smart farming will be announced soon as an effort to modernise the country's agriculture landscape. Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali said smart farming has big potential in this country with the advancement of technologies, including robotics. He said the government wants to develop the agriculture sector and smart farming will be one of the new approaches.
Kalau kita beralih kepada smart farming ataupun vertical farming dan tumpukan soal crop yang boleh diusahakan, saya kira kita ada potensi yang besar. Kerana import makanan negara hari ini terlalu besar. We have exceeded 50 billion ringgit setahun untuk import makanan. Dan komponen makanan yang kita import itu seperti sayur, bunga, cili, halia, kobis. Dan ini sebenarnya boleh ditanam dalam negara Malaysia.
Towards this, he said the ministry is in the process of negotiating with several financial institutions to provide loans with the lowest interest rate possible for small farmers to enter smart farming. Earlier, Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin flagged off more than 7,000 participants of the World Stats Run 2019, held in conjunction with the 62nd International Institute of Statistics World Statistics Congress, or ISIWSC 2019, which is being held for the first time in Malaysia at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre starting today till the 23rd of August. PKR Deputy President Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali today slammed Pasir Gudang Member of Parliament Hassan Abdul Karim for calling Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad to step down. He said the PKR MP should not come out with such a statement but should concentrate on the development agenda of his own constituency. Elaborating further on the matter, Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin said the PKR leadership has expressed its stand firmly and strongly supports Tun Dr. Mahathir to continue his leadership as Prime Minister.
Untuk menarik pelaburan soal yang amat berhormat Tun Dr. Mahathir menjadi Perdana Menteri itu telah ditentukan oleh rakyat dalam pilihan raya umum yang lalu. Alhamdulillah setahun kepimpinan Tun Dr. Mahathir kita telah meletakkan asas balik kepada yang betul dan saya percaya sekarang ini ialah untuk pelaksanaan ataupun execution dasar-dasar yang telah ditetapkan.
The PKR Deputy President said this after taking part in the World Stats Congress 2019 run at Dataran Merdeka for the 5-kilometre category in Kuala Lumpur. In making the statement on Wednesday, Hassan had claimed that he was doing so because of the polemics happening in the country. He further claimed that Tun Dr. Mahathir seemed to be at a loss now in handling various issues. The Johor State Government has no plans for some cloud seeding in the water catchment areas throughout the state at this moment, amidst water supply issues in some water treatment plants, or LRA. Menteri Besar Datuk Dr. Sarudin Jamal said the situation was under control, adding that several action plans had been implemented.
Semua masyarakat kena faham bahawa keadaan sekarang pun kurang hujan. Jadi yang paling penting ialah kita kena menyematkan penggunaan air. Kan? Bila perlu barulah kita gunakan air. Elakkan pembaziran. Okay? Kemudian biasalah pastikan sungai-sungai kita jangan terus tercemar. Semua masyarakat kena peka untuk menjaga kebersihan sungai-sungai kita.
He was met at the opening of the second 18-hole classic golf course in Forest City. Water levels have fallen at several treatment plants in Johor because of the ongoing dry spell and heat wave. The Locking LRA in Kota Tinggi shows a sharp decline at a dangerous level of 0.93 metres as compared to normal levels at 2.75 metres. Now, 4 men, including a Myanmar national who posed as policemen, were arrested for blackmailing a Rohingya man in 2 separate raids conducted in Langkawi, Kedah on Friday. Langkawi Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim, who confirmed the matter, said that all those arrested were between the ages of 28 and 50. Preliminary investigation found that all the suspects had introduced themselves as policemen to extort money from the victim. The suspects then headed to the victim's room at Kampung Didik Mukim Kuah in Langkawi. Two of the suspects blackmailed the victim if he wanted to continue to conduct his business in the area. Failing to provide the suspects with the requested amount, the victim was beaten and ordered to surrender a sum of cash at a restaurant 2 days later. Two out of the suspects were found to have prior criminal records. They were all remanded to facilitate investigation under Section 385 and 170 of the Penal Code. An elderly woman suffered multiple injuries on various parts of her body when she was believed to have been struck by a wall which collapsed following an explosion at her apartment unit in Desa Green Apartment, Jalan Paya Terubung, Georgetown, Pulau Pinang today. Paya Terubung Fire and Rescue Department Chief Muzamir Muhammad Saleh said the victim was at home alone during the explosion, which occurred at 8:16 a.m. Muzamir said that a team of firemen were rushed to the scene after receiving a distress call at 8:16 a.m. Preliminary investigation found that part of a bedroom wall had collapsed and the impact of the explosion also caused the wall of the next door house to crack. Muzamir said the loss and cause of the explosion had yet to be ascertained. He had ruled out the possibility of the explosion was due to a gas cylinder because it was still in good condition. The two individuals died when the car they were in skidded and crashed into a tree near a petrol station at Jalan Sri Perkasa, Lebuhraya Perling, heading towards Pasir Gudang in Johor early this morning. The victims, identified as Sin Yu Yuan and Tan Xue Chi, were found to have died at the scene of the incident. State Fire and Rescue Operation Commander Muhammad Rafi Muhammad Saring said a call regarding the incident was received at 1:12 this morning. A total of 10 firemen and 2 fire engines were rushed to the scene. A total of 2,000 ringgit was found in the car and was surrendered to the police. Now, in other news, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, has urged the public to lodge a report on any incident or content that touches on the 3 Rs: race, religion, and royal institution on social media. Now, MCMC said the platform would facilitate and expedite the enforcement process to be taken against the 3R content in collaboration with relevant stakeholders. MCMC, in a statement released, said the report could be made via the WhatsApp application to 016-220-6262 or via email to mediasocial@mcmc.gov.my. Members of the public are also asked to take screenshots and the URL links of the inappropriate content on social media and to post them to MCMC either via WhatsApp or email. MCMC also said for the negative content distributed through the WhatsApp application, a screenshot of the content along with the individual phone number was required for the purpose of lodging a report. It also further reminded the public to practice moderation while addressing sensitive issues in order to preserve the harmony and peace achieved through mutual understanding that was built 62 years ago. MCMC also stressed that any comment and dissemination of negative statements that pose a threat to the unity of the multiracial community in the country should be stopped immediately for mutual benefit. And coming up next, 6 million tourist arrivals targeted to visit Kelantan. The redevelopment of Kampung Baru, expected to cost between 6 billion and 10 billion ringgit, will see the government buying the land and subsequently selling it back to the residents. Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad said the project is aimed at providing viable residential areas for the Malay community in the city centre. Khalid said Kampung Baru was perceived to be an area with narrow roads, unhygienic environment and drainage problems. He said this is the government's concerted effort to bring changes to the local people and landowners in line with other development in the city.
Ini merupakan satu concerted effort oleh pihak kerajaan untuk mendatangkan manfaat kepada pemilik tanah di kawasan Kampung Baru untuk mengimbangi pembangunan yang berlaku di Kuala Lumpur untuk menentukan bahawa orang Melayu tidak ketinggalan, ya. Maka desas-desus kononnya akan merugikan orang Melayu dan sebagainya.
A total of 45,000 houses will be provided and around 8 million square feet of business lots will be created through the redevelopment. Khalid said this after launching an upcoming town hall event at Kampung Baru today. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad is expected to attend the town hall session with the stakeholders on the 21st of September to brief them on the redevelopment plan. The Kelantan Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, or MOTAC, is targeting 6 million tourist arrivals to the state next year. Its director, Muhammad Aidil Afizi Dawood, said with the number of tourist arrivals, the state government is expecting to generate between 2 to 3,000 million ringgit through international and domestic tourism.
Pada kebiasaannya kalau daripada luar, majoritinya of course lah daripada Thailand. Dan juga ramai pelancong-pelancong ni juga datang daripada negara-negara Eropah, Amerika Syarikat, Australia, yang mana kebanyakannya datang ke Kelantan dan mengunjungi tempat-tempat pelancongan yang popular.
Muhammad Aidil said this in a press conference held during the ASEAN Open Dikir Barat competition held in conjunction with the 2019 Bachok Festival in Pantai Rama, Bachok, Kelantan. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah arrived in Bandar Sri Begawan today for a 3-day state visit to Brunei. The special aircraft bringing the king touched down at the Brunei International Airport at 1:10 p.m. Their Majesties were given a red carpet welcome. On hand to greet them were Brunei Crown Prince Pangeran Muda Mahkota Al-Muttadi Bilal Ibni Sultan Hassan Al-Bolkiah and his wife, Pangeran Anak Isteri Pangeran Anak Sara Pangeran Saleh Abdurrahman. Also present were Brunei Home Affairs Minister Datuk Seri Setia Dr. Awang Abu Bakar Apong, who is also Minister in attendance, and his wife, Datin Paduka Dayang Jarrah Muhammad. The visiting delegation includes Foreign Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah and senior officials from the Foreign Ministry, Istana Negara and the Prime Minister's Department. His Majesty then inspected a guard of honour mounted by a 26-strong team of the Royal Brunei Army led by Lieutenant Muhammad Yusof Ibrahim. Bandar Sri Begawan is heavily decorated with the Jalur Gemilang and the Brunei flag as a goodwill gesture to welcome His Majesty's visit. Earlier, Sultan Abdullah left for Brunei accompanied by Raja Pemaisuri Agong Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimuna. This is His Majesty's first official visit to the kingdom after being installed as Malaysia's 16th Yang di-Pertuan Agong on 30th of July. The special aircraft bringing the royal couple to Bandar Sri Begawan took off from the KL International Airport at 10:55 a.m. On hand to wish them a safe journey were Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad, Rural Development Minister Datuk Seri Rina Mohamed Harun, and Inspector General of Police Datuk Seri Abdul Hamid Badur. Before boarding the plane, the King had inspected a guard of honour mounted by the 1st Battalion of the Royal Malay Regiment, made up of 4 officers and 103 men. A 21-gun salute was also given and the national anthem played. The visit is aimed at further boosting ties between Malaysia and Brunei. Sultan Abdullah and Tunku Aziza are scheduled to attend a dinner with Malaysians residing in Brunei tonight. In conjunction with the visit, Sultan Hassan Al-Bolkiah will also confer Brunei's highest award, the Darjah Kerabat Mahkota Brunei DKMB, on Sultan Abdullah and the Darjah Kerabat Laila Utama Yang Amat Dihormati DK on Tunku Aziza. Cheches Herman's Kipre's hat-trick ensured that Terengganu FC recorded a comfortable 3-1 victory over Negeri Sembilan in their third Group A match at the Sultan Nasiruddin Shah Stadium in Kuala Terengganu last night. And the victory enabled the squad coached by Mohammad Nafuzi Mohammad Zain to maintain an unbeaten record to stay ahead of the competition with 9 points and only need one win in the remaining 3 games to secure a place in the quarterfinals. The match began with a moment of silence in honouring TFC's sudden passing of their goalkeeper Mohammad Sufyan Abdurrahman due to a heart attack. As the game underwent Kipre, the Ivory Coast-born striker scored the first goal of the game in the 42nd minute after both teams were deadlocked in the pursuit of the opening goal since the game began. The 31-year-old scored his second of the evening in the second half of the game in the 56th minute before the visitors' consolation came through in the 67th minute through Igor Luis. Kipre's third goal came in the 84th minute, completing a personal hat-trick and denying the fighting spirit of Negeri Sembilan. Elsewhere, 4-time champion Pahang maintained the momentum after winning a narrow 2-1 victory over Sabah in Group C action at Lika Stadium in Kota Kinabalu. The goal scored as early as the 2nd minute by a sensational striker Dixon Nwakeme. Lazarus Kaembi's 35th minute goal was enough to give the Tok Gajah squad the most needed 3 points, despite the effort by former Angola national striker Aguinaldo Mendes Viega to reduce the deficit in the 54th minute. And that concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, government to buy land to redevelop Kampung Baru. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Thank you for watching and have a good week ahead.